Whenever you're in a slump and creativity is out the window, not sure what to shoot, clients aren't hitting you up like you would want them to, this is why you need to keep shooting. Shootin' the breeze. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your host, Pierre Andre, and welcome to Shootin' the Breeze Podcast. I would like to thank each and every one of you all for tuning in and listening to whatever it is that I have to say. It means the world to me that I have your undivided attention and that you find reason to tune in to Shootin' the Breeze Podcast. Man, that sounds good. I'm truly excited to be hosting this podcast. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, and to see that it come true, Shootin' the Breeze, it's amazing. However, this is our third episode, and today we will be addressing how to get out of a slump when you're not feeling creative, when clients aren't knocking down your door, how to attract potential customers. There are so many times that I am in a slump. I can't even lie to you. I'm like not sure what to shoot, who to shoot, no creative content in mind, just nothing. Brain just blank. And it's times to where, and it's multiple times. I talked about this before. It's multiple times where I have no creativity, thoughts, ideas, concepts, like nothing. And I just be wanting to give it up. Yes, I'm that extreme. You can ask anyone who knows me. I'm an extreme person. I'll be ready to give everything up, sell everything, and just be done with it. But one thing that I've learned over the years is honestly just to keep shooting, and that's just one of my slogans on this podcast is just keep shooting. Whenever you are in a slump, just keep shooting. But hey, that's what works for me. Okay. I can't speak for everyone that does photography. I can't speak for everyone that goes through slumps. But for me, and some advice that I advise you to use is to just keep shooting. Okay? But first, let's just address how we, or should I just say I speak for myself, how I get to this point. Because maybe you're one of those ones that don't go through this. Maybe you're one that's always creative. You always find, clients or potential clients or models to work with and shoot your content. Maybe you're one of those people. So maybe this episode isn't exactly for you. So I'll address my issue. I'll speak on myself. I'm not a philosopher, but one thing that I would say, this is just my philosophy. Okay. And we as humans, again, I'm no scientist. I'm no philosopher. This is just my personal opinion. This is just my philosophy, okay? But we as humans, we love attention. We love to be recognized. We like to hear job well done. The list goes on. We love it, okay? And if we don't receive this acknowledgement consistently, we begin to doubt. We begin to question our talent. Our minds start wondering. Like I said, for me, I'm an extreme person. So my extreme is like crazy. Crazy. I'm telling you, I'll be ready to sell everything and be done with it. Just be done. I'm done with it. Sell everything. Cameras, lens, laptop, programs, whatever. Just get rid of it. That's how extreme I am. Okay. But we as humans, we love these things. And when we don't receive it, our mind do start to wonder. We start to question ourselves. We start to be like, am I even good enough for this? Should I even keep doing it? Have you ever posted something online, like some of your work, and felt this is some of your best work, and you get like 5 likes? I'm going to just leave that there for a minute. 5 likes. Some of your best work, in your opinion, some of your best work, and you get 5 likes. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what you say. Oh, likes doesn't matter. I just post whatever it is. It does bother you. I know it does. It bothers me. You take the time to come up with a creative concept. Just think about this, okay? Just say you just got out of this slump and you've been shooting on a regular. You got all these dope concepts and so forth, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, you come up with this concept. You take the time to come up with this concept. You reach out to a model. You communicate back and forth with them, right? You get your gear together. You already have it planned. You got the location and set. You go to that location. You set up. You spend an hour shooting, if not longer. Definitely if y'all vibing. But let's just say at least an hour. You shoot at least an hour. You come home. You code through all of those images. You send out the proofs. You receive their selection. You edit those images. You send the final gallery. You feel like this is your best work, best concept that you've ever come up with in a while. And then you go online. You post that image. You come up with this creative caption, hashtags, because that's important, right? 1 or 2 days pass, and you don't even hit double-digit likes? You telling me that do not bother you? You're lying, okay? You're lying. Stop. It does. It does bother you. And it's okay. It happens to the best of us. I'm sorry, but that is very disturbing. It very much can feel like a punch in the gut. I've been there multiple times where this has happened to me. And guess what? What? It still happens. It is very much challenging. It still happens to me. Some of my best work, I feel, I post it and don't even hit double-digit likes. If you don't believe me, go to my Instagram. I'm not one who has thousands of followers and hundreds of likes. I'm not one of those photographers. You can go check it out. I am _Pierre Andre on Instagram. And you can see that my photos will receive barely double-digit likes. Hey, but that's okay, right? Does it bother me sometimes? Yes, I'm not going to lie. I told you all I'm going to be real raw when it comes to this podcast. Okay? There are times I go through this process, as I just mentioned, come up with some dope captions and dope hashtags, and I get 10 likes. Barely hit it. 10 likes. Oh my goodness, it feels like a punch to the gut. I'm not even going to lie to you all. I'm sorry. It hurts. It's challenging. I'm not even going to lie. It's very challenging when it comes to that. And it can be like, it makes you want to just give up. I'm sorry. It makes you want to be like, why am I posting? Why am I even taking pictures? Why am I coming up with these dope concepts? You're not getting the acknowledgement that you feel that you deserve. And it goes back to, in the beginning, we love acknowledgement. We love that attention. I don't care who you are. You love it. You can't convince me that you don't. And when we don't receive that acknowledgement and that we deserve, our minds begin to wonder. And this is how we become uncreative, and we get into this slump. Okay? It's part of the human nature. It's just part of it. And it happens to the best of us. But the thing is, where do you go from that point? Right? Do you allow that situation, that unliked picture, or the lack of acknowledgement, do you allow that to keep yourself in a slump, or do you fight through it? When you are in a slump, you have to find reason to keep shooting. Go back to the basics, right? Go back to the basics. Go back to the reason why you started photography. What makes you happy? I did an interview not too long ago, and that was one of the questions, like, why are you a photographer? Why? What makes you happy? And I had to, and for me, and I told them, regardless of how cliche it may sound, seeing other people happy and successful makes me happy. I told you about the story of me being bullied, and I'm not going to go too far in depth with that. But the feeling I felt during that time, I don't want anyone in the world to feel that. Definitely if you cross paths with me. I don't want you to feel unwanted or unattractive, or you don't find beauty in yourself and you're beating yourself up. I don't want you to feel that way. So being on the opposite side of the lens and being able to capture those moments for people who don't really see themselves as a beautiful or attractive person, I'm able to create a moment and capture that moment and allow them to see the inner beauty in themselves and give them confidence, right? That they don't feel that they had. To be able to do that for someone, that means a lot to me. That's what makes me happy. That's one of the things that get me out of a slump, right? Everyone don't have, and it's sad that we come down to social media, but everyone, and I'm just going to be real, everyone don't have thousands of followers and thousands of likes, okay? And a lot of people don't have that attention that some of us seek for. We don't get it. We go to work every day, or, we go to school every day, or whatever location that you're at, and you may not get that, that affection from other people. It can be bothersome. It can bother you, and that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with the way you feel. But for me, to make you a happy person, to capture a moment that you feel that isn't your best, and I make it feel like it's your best, and you see the beauty in yourself, that's what makes me happy. Okay? So go back to the basics. Go back to, go back and read some of those previous testimonies from past clients. This will motivate you and allow you to see that you are a good photographer. You are good at what you do. It's just a moment right now. Everything isn't going to be peaches and cream and an easy walk down the park. You're going to run into some thorn bushes, right? You're going to run into some incline and decline hills. It's not going to be awesome all the time. You will go through these things. But go back and read some of those testimonies. It's going to give you that motivation and that boost to say, hey, I am good. They was happy with my work. Okay. Read another one. Boom. They was happy with my work. They liked it. So it starts to give you encouragement. It starts to motivate you to keep shooting. It encourages you to keep posting and putting your work out there, because it don't matter how many pictures you may take, how many pictures you may edit. If you don't put it out there, whether it's on your website or social media, no one knows that you're a photographer. No one knows that you do photography if you don't post and promote and market your work. So go back and read those things. Go read those testimonies. And I'm for sure it's going to motivate you to keep going. Go back and edit some of your previous work. Go back and look at some of your previous work. Right? And if you edit some of your old work, send them to that person or family. It does multiple things when you do that. Don't just keep it to yourself. Send it to them, because you're trying to find ways to stay motivated and keep shooting. So when you go back and edit some of that previous work, send it to them. You're building that relationship. And guess what? When you build that relationship and you let them know, because we all like attention, and you let them know that you were thinking about them, when they need a photographer for their next event, guess who they're going to call? They're not even going to think twice about searching for a photographer. Oh yeah, such and such sent me this work. I love his work. I love her work. So it gives you a chance to get potential work from them. So send it to them. Don't be stingy. Yeah, we know what the contract says. You get 5 images or whatnot. But hey, that is the agreement. But if you edit more during your slump, send it to them. There's nothing wrong with that. And if it is, okay, sue me. But other than that, I will send them extra work. Some of that work that I previously worked on and I re-edit some pictures and edit more, I'm going to send it to them. I'm going to tag them when I post it online and so forth. And on top of that, because we looking for motivation, you'll receive fresh testimonies. So not only are you reading your previous testimonies, now that you re-edit some of your previous work, now you're receiving new testimonies that's going to encourage you and to motivate you to keep shooting. Okay. And another thing that I go to is I watch YouTube. I look up Pinterest, because it don't matter how many ideas that you can come up with. Somebody else already did it. Now, I'm not saying take exactly what they did and reshoot it. No, watch something on YouTube, look at something on Pinterest and make it your own. Look at that. Look at those things for motivation. Look at those things for some creativity. But again, don't copy and paste everything that you see on YouTube and Pinterest. Make it yourself. I said it before. You are your own person. You have your own style. I have my own style. And the list goes on. So when you do look at YouTube and Pinterest, you get those ideas, utilize them. Reach out to someone after you watch those and you come up with the concept. You got your mood board, you got your vision board, and you come up with these concepts. Okay, I'm going to use this lens for this. I want to capture it this. I want it to be compressed. So I'm going to use my 85 millimeter or 70 to 200. Or, man, I want to capture this city. I want to capture the nature behind it. So I'm going to use my wide angle. I'm going to use a 20 millimeter or a 24 millimeter, and I'm going to capture that wide angle so I can get the city view. And you come up with all of that and you reach out to potential clients or models and inspiring models. Do some shooting. That's how you can get out of your slump. Reach out to other photographers. Hey, your next shoot, can I tag along? And if it's okay with them and you're able to not only just tag along, but even able to snap some pictures, and the client or whoever it is that they bring in, they allow you to take the pictures and post them, do it. But find people in that photography world, in your city, in your market, and find those ones who are willing to help and willing to, just have you be around and just make a friend. Too many times we find situations to where we want to keep this competitive. It can be in so much sense, but make friends. There's nothing wrong with that. We ain't got to tell all of our personal business, but we can be friends in the photography world, the model world, whatever it is that it is. Yes, I get it. It's competitive. I get it. But it's okay. We can be friends. Everything don't have to be competitive. I know for me, I would love for people. I don't mind for people hitting me up and saying, hey, can I tag along? Or can you help me edit these pictures? And how would you edit this? And how would you shoot this? Hey, it's been numerous of times to where I was either double booked or I wasn't shooting. And I I suggested a photographer to a potential client. And that's them. They received that money. They received that business. I've got nothing. I was either booked or whatever. I don't care. I'm going to share. I'm going to make sure someone else is successful in this business. That's just me. And these are just a few things that I came up with that I feel that can help you get out of this slump that you may be in. That's just a few. Read old testimonies. Edit some of your previous work. And then resend some of that work so you can receive new testimonies. And then watch YouTube or look up Pinterest for ideas. It's okay. That's just a few things to get out of slumps. Now, when it comes to getting more clients, how can I get more clients? How can I eventually make this a full-time job? And it goes back to keep shooting. It goes back to those things that I listed before. Share your testimonies online. Hey, such and such said this about me. Post your work. Keep posting. Post it on your story. Post it on your feed. Because believe it or not, people are watching you. I can't tell you, there are numerous of times to where I've been reached out and I know for a fact that this person hasn't liked any of my posts or whatnot, and there's no hard feelings, but they haven't liked it. And then they reached out to me because they needed a photographer. I can't even count how many times that's happened. So people are watching. And then whoever is your family and friends, ask them to share it. It's just one click of a button. Ask them to share it. This, when it's out in the world, when it's out on that social media, when it's out online, it allows people to see it. And when people see it, they'll remember you. Remember you, definitely if your work stands out. So keep shooting. So those previous steps, when you're doing the testimony, share your testimonies, re-edit some of that work. All of that ties into getting new clients or getting clients, because you're building relationships with these people that you previously worked with, and your customer service is awesome. Your quality is awesome. They're going to remember you. You made the shoot fun. They're going to remember you when someone else needs a photographer, because you just keep posting. Take pictures of your family, your friends, and let them post it and make sure they tag you in it. So when girl, who took your photos? Oh, my cousin. There it goes. And then it starts from there. That potential client will reach out to you because they love your work. The people got high praise for you. So they give you a shout out without even knowing that they're giving you a shout out, but they're speaking highly of you. And it makes people want to see what you're about. One way or another way to get clients is reaching out to people. Sometimes people don't even know they need a photographer until it's brought to their attention. You can reach out to businesses, and I'll go depth in on another episode on this, but you can reach out to businesses or people who's needing headshots. You can do a special. You can reach out to so many people and businesses and do headshots. And again, we'll talk more on that. But that's one way you can start getting more clients. Reach out to them. You don't have to wait for other people to hit you up. You have to be proactive in this. Definitely in such a time as where you're feeling like you're in a slump and you need more clients. Reach out to them. But you have to, one, keep posting and keep shooting. Street photography. Get out and do street photography. Reach out to some of your previous clients and, inspiring models that you worked with or models that you had worked with. Reach out to them. See if they want to shoot again. But that street photography, it gives you, I do it. It gives you it just makes you stay fresh. You see different things. It builds up, it allows you to not be so shy. Asking people, hey, can I snap a picture of you? Then that's giving you, when you give them your card, hey, thanks for letting me take a picture. Here's my information. Now you just built a relationship with someone you have never met in the world. So that's one way you can receive potential clients. At this time, you have to be proactive. You can't allow for it to come to you. You have to go get it. If this is something you really want to do, then guess what? You have to work hard at it. Because I said before, the fact that we go to work every day, if we're not doing this full time, but the fact that we go to work every day, we work 1 hour, and God knows what they have you doing at that job for an hour, and you receive $17. I don't care if it's photography, modeling, anything else that you are passionate about, gaming. I really suggest that you take this serious and start being proactive. Because to work that hard to receive $17 an hour, you can be doing something that you love to do and make twice as that, 3 times as that. So just remember that every time you go into work, and I'm not saying, because everyone isn't that lucky. Maybe you have to have that job, and that's okay. If you can do both, full-time job and full-time photography, that's what you choose to do. I'm not knocking working, because guess what? We need that worker. I'm not knocking that. So don't take it any kind of disrespectful way. Please, I'm asking you, don't. But all I'm just saying is we work hard, and to work hard for $17 for someone else who's making millions, that's not right. But if you take that same energy and put that into yourself, just imagine how successful you can be. So that's just some of the few things that I can think of. And there's many more that I can think of, but not trying to prolong the episode. This is some ideas and tips that you can use to, 1, get out of that slump, and 2, to receive and get potential clients. So as we go through and as we end this episode and we recap, go back and read previous testimonies, edit previous photos, send them out to that client, and then receive fresh and new testimonies to get out of that slump. And then you're going to be proactive when it comes to getting clients. You're going to keep posting on Instagram and online. You're going to keep shooting, whether it's street photography or you're reaching out to old clients. The moral of the story is that you're going to keep shooting and getting your work seen. And you're going to be proactive. You're going to reach out to businesses. You're going to do some headshots. And all of this is how you're going to get potential clients. Handing your business cards out. So trust me, what you're going through right now, you are not alone. We have all been there. And I would love to hear some of your stories on how you get out of a slump, how you get potential clients. I would love to hear that. So you can reach out to me at ShootinTheBreezePodcast@yahoo.com. I would love to hear your story. So if you are out there listening, you are a photographer, you are a model, reach out to me. I would love to contact and pick your brain. We would love to hear from you. So because you're in a slump right now, don't mean you're going to be in one later. Just because you're not receiving the clients that you feel like you need or deserve, doesn't mean it's going to be like that all the time. They're on the way. Be proactive. It's okay. You got this. Hang in there. Don't sell your equipment like I did before. Keep your equipment. Don't give up. And when it all comes down to it, just remember to keep shooting.